Chapter 7, Fliss. I'm half awake, I think. Oh gosh, my head hurts. So many thoughts. Where do I start? Remembered sensations are crowding out my brain in a blur. And sudden flashes, intense, astonishing memories like squeezes of lemon. Him, me, under, over. Suddenly I realize I'm mentally intoning Noah's old picture book, Opposites Are Fun, inside, outside, this way, that way. But now the fun's over. It must be morning, if the light dazzling my eyelids is a clue. I'm lying, one leg thrown over the duvet, not quite daring to open my eyes. You, me, then, now. Oh gosh, now. I open one eye a chink and get an eyeful of beige duvet. Yes. I remember the beige duvet from last night. Clearly, the ex-wife took all the white company Egyptian cotton, and he went to the nearest linen for divorced men's store. My head is throbbing, and after a moment, the beige starts to shimmer in front of my eyes. So I close them and roll onto my back. I haven't had a one-night stand in a long time. A long time. I've forgotten how they go. Awkward kiss, exchange numbers, coffee. Coffee. I could do with the coffee. Morning. The sound of his rumbly voice finally brings me into reality. He's here in the room. I raise myself onto an elbow, playing for time, hastily rubbing sleep from my eyes. Hello. Goodbye. Pulling the duvet around me, I sit up trying to smile, although my face feels creaky. Lorcan is fully dressed in a suit and tie, holding out a mug. I blink at him for a moment, trying to reconcile the today him with the last night him. Did I dream some of that stuff? Cup of tea? The mug he's proffering is cheap and striped, from Crockery for Divorced Men, I'm guessing. Oh, I grimace. Sorry, don't do tea. Water's fine. Coffee? I'd love a coffee. And a shower? And a change of clothes, and those documents I left at home, and the molten brown gift set for Elise's birthday. My brain is slowly starting to crank into gear. This was really not a sensible move. I'll have to whiz back home, postpone my 9 a.m. phone interview. I'm already searching around for my phone. I need to call Sebastian's house too and say good morning to Noah. My eyes fall on the purple bridesmaid's dress. Double shit. Bathroom's this way. Lorcan gestures out the door. Thanks. I gather up the duvet and try to wrap it around myself elegantly, like an actress in a sitcom bedroom scene, but it's so heavy it's like trying to wear a polar bear. With an almighty effort, I drag it off the bed, take one step, and immediately trip over, bumping into a bureau and hitting my elbow. Ow! Dressing gown? He holds out a rather swanky paisley number. I guess the wife couldn't swipe that. I hesitate a moment. Wearing his dressing gown seems a bit cutesy. A bit, let me put on your great big manly shirt and allow the sleeves to flap endearingly around my fingers. But I have no choice. Thanks. He averts his eyes politely like a massage therapist in a spa, i.e. completely pointlessly since he's seen it all, and I slip into the gown. I'm sensing you're a coffee snob. He raises his eyebrows. Would I be right? I open my mouth to say, oh, no, anything's fine. Then I stop. I am a coffee snob. And I'm a tad hungover, and truth is, I'd rather have no coffee than some depressing cup of dishwater. Kind of, but don't worry, I'll have a 2-second shower and get out of here. I'll go out for it. No, it'll take 2 seconds, same as your shower. He disappears, and I start to look around for my handbag. I've got a hairbrush in there and some hand cream, which could double up as moisturizer. As my gaze rakes around the room, I find myself wondering if I like him, whether I might see him again, whether this might even become a thing. Not a serious thing. I'm mid-divorce. It would be nuts to leap into a relationship, but it was good last night. Even if I'm only remembering half of it accurately, that half was enough to want to reprise it. Maybe we could have some kind of regular arrangement, I find myself thinking, every month, like a book club. Where is my bag? I wander farther into the room and see a fencing mask hanging on a hook. There's a sword too, or whatever they call them. I've always liked the idea of fencing. Oh, I can't resist. Gingerly, I take the thing off its hook and put it on. There's a mirror hung on the wall, and I head over to it, brandishing the sword. Arise, Sir Thingamy, I say to my reflection. I do a kung fu action at myself, and the paisley dressing gown flaps around my ankles. Now I've got the giggles, and suddenly I want to share this ridiculous moment with Lottie. I pull out my phone and speed dial her. Hi, Fliss, she answers at once. Okay, I'm on the bride's website. Veil or no veil? I think veil. What about a train? I blink at the phone, wanting to laugh. She's become a bridezilla, naturally. The great thing about Lottie is she doesn't bear grudges or dwell when she's thwarted in life. She just changes direction and charges off, eyes on the horizon. Veil. What? Veil. I realize my voice is muffled in the helmet and shove it up to the top of my head. Veil. So you called the wedding off okay? Ben didn't mind? I had to talk him into it, but he was okay in the end. He said he only wanted what I wanted. So, did you take your honeymoon night at the Savoy anyway? No. She sounds shocked. I told you we're waiting till we're married. Damn. She's still on that crazy plan. I was hoping the Lust goggles might have slipped a little. And Ben's happy with that? I can't help sounding skeptical. Ben wants me to be happy. Lottie's voice takes on a familiar syrupy tone. You know what? I'm so glad we talked, Fliss. The wedding's going to be so much nicer. And the plus is you and Ben can meet each other first. Gosh, introduce him to your family before you walk up the aisle and commit your life to him forever. Are you sure about that? I don't think she gets my tone. I think the bridal happy haze is acting as a protective atmosphere. Sarcasm gets burned up before it even reaches her ears. Actually, I met his friend Lorcan last night, I add. He's already filled me in a little. Really? She sounds excited. You've met Lorcan? Wow. What'd he say about Ben? What did he say about Ben? Let's think now. Ben is in no place to be getting married right now. He's having a bit of an early midlife crisis. Your sister will be the casualty. Just the basics, I prevaricate anyway. I can't wait to meet Ben. Let's do it very soon. Tonight? Yes, let's all have drinks or something. Fliss, you'll love him. He's so funny. He used to be a comedian. A comedian? I adopt an amazed and delighted tone. Wow. I can't wait. So, Anyway, guess where I am right now? In Lorcan's flat. Huh? We hooked up. We ran into each other near the registry office, and we had a few drinks, and one thing led to another. She's gonna hear about it anyway, and I'd rather be the one who told her. No way. Lottie's voice fizzes over. Oh, that's perfect. We can have a double wedding. Only Lottie. Only she would say this. Snap, I say. That's just what I was thinking too. Can we ride up the aisle on matching ponies? This time the sarcasm does reach her ears. Don't be like that, she says reprovingly. You never know. Keep an open mind. I met up with Ben on spec, and look, here we are. Yes, here we are. A girl on the rebound and a guy having a midlife crisis, hurtling into ill-considered matrimony. I'm sure there's a Disney song about that. It rhymes kiss with bitter legal battle. It was a shag, I say patiently. That's it. End of. It might lead to more, retorts Lottie. He might turn out to be the love of your life. Did you have a good time? Did you like him? Is he hot? Yes, and yes. Well, then don't rule it out. Hey, I'm looking at this wedding website. Shall we have a profiterole cake, or what about a pyramid of cupcakes? I shut my eyes. She's like a steamroller. That's what they had at Aunt Diana's wedding, remember? Lottie saying. How big was that? Small. Are you sure? I remember it as quite a big occasion. She was 5 at the time. Of course she remembers it as big. Seriously tiny. The whole night was such an ordeal. I had to pretend I was having a good time, and all along, I pull a revolted face. I still remember the too-tight bridesmaid's dress they made me wear, and dancing with Aunt Diana's beery grown-up friends. Really? She sounds puzzled, but the ceremony was nice, wasn't it? No, terrible. And afterward wasn't much better. Oh, you can get profiteroles with sparkly icing. She's not even listening. Shall I send you the link? I feel ill at the very thought, I say firmly. In fact, I might throw up, and then Lorcan will never love me, and we'll never get married in a double wedding on matching ponies. A sound makes me turn. The blood rushes to my head. Shit. He's there. Lorcan's standing there, about 10 foot high in the doorway. How long has he been there? What did he hear me say? Gotta go, lots. I quickly turn off my phone. Just talking to my sister. I add as casually as I can. Just joking. Joking about things like you do. Suddenly I remember I'm wearing his fencing helmet. My stomach clenches with fresh embarrassment. Let's see this through his eyes. I'm standing in his house in his dressing gown, wearing his helmet and talking about a double wedding. Hastily, I grab the helmet and lift it off my head. This is nice, I say inanely. I didn't know if you wanted it black or not, he says after what seems like an eternity. Oh, the coffee. There's some other vibe going on here. What? My own voice runs through my head. I had to pretend I was having a good time. He didn't hear that, surely. He didn't think I was talking about. Seriously tiny, the whole night was such an ordeal. He couldn't have thought I meant. My stomach drops in horror, and I clap a hand over my mouth, quelling a shocked laugh. No. Should I apologize? No. But shouldn't I at least explain? I raise my eyes warily to his. His face is blank. He might not have heard anything, or he might have. There is simply no way to bring up this subject that will not backfire horrendously and make us both want to die. What I need to do is go. Move my feet. Now. Go. So, thanks for the, I replaced the helmet on the hook. Exit Fliss. Now. All morning I feel aftershocks of embarrassment. At least I managed to streak from the taxi to my front door with no neighbors seeing me. I ripped off the purple dress, had the quickest shower known to mankind, then called Noah on speakerphone while I was trying to do speedy makeup. Parentheses, there is no point in rushing mascara application. I know this. So why do I always fall into the same trap and end up wiping blob spit off my cheeks and forehead and mirror? Close parentheses. Evidently Noah's sleepover was a 100% rip-roaring triumphant success. Wish I could say the same about mine. I couldn't bring myself to call Lottie back, and anyway I didn't have time. Instead, I texted her suggesting drinks at 7 p.m. Now I'm back at the office, speed reading a review of a new luxury safari lodge in Kenya, which has just come in about 2,000 words over the limit. Clearly, this journalist thinks he's writing the next out of Africa. He hasn't mentioned the pool, or the room service, or the spa. Only the hazy gathering light over the savannah and the noble bearing of the zebras drinking at dawn and the shimmering grasslands whose ancient stories beat on in the sound of the Maasai drum. I scribble room service, ? In the margin, and make a note to email him. Then I look at my phone. It's surprising that Lottie hasn't confirmed. I would have thought she'd be dying to tell me how many bridal magazines she's consumed today. I glance at my watch. I've got some time now. I can make a little sisterly call. I lean back in my chair and speed dial her, making a cup of coffee request to Elise through my office window. Elise and I have a pretty good sign language system going on. I can communicate cup of coffee, tell them I'm out, and go home, it's late. She can communicate cup of coffee. I think this one's important, and I'm off for a sandwich. Fliss? Hi, Lottie. I kick off my shoes and take a swig from my Evian bottle. So, are you on for drinks later? Do I get to meet Ben? There's silence at the other end. Why is there silence? Lottie doesn't do silence. Lottie, are you there? Guess what? Her voice throbs importantly. Guess what? She sounds so pleased with herself. I can tell she's pulled off something special. You're getting married in the school chapel, and the choir is singing, I vow to thee my country, while bells peal throughout the land. No, she laughs. You found a wedding cake made of profiteroles and cupcakes, all covered in sparkly icing? No, silly, we're married. What? I stare at the phone blankly. Yes, we've done it. Ben and I are married. Just now. Chelsea Register Office. I clench the Evian bottle so hard, a stream of water soars into the air and lands and splashes all over my desk. Aren't you going to say congratulations? She adds a bit petulantly. I can't say congratulations because I can't say anything. My mouth has seized up. I'm hot. No, I'm cold. I'm panicking. How did this happen? Wow, I manage at last, trying to keep calm. That's how come you're going to delay. I thought you were going to delay. That's what we agreed, that you would delay. You were meant to delay. As Elise comes in with a cup of coffee, she looks at me in alarm and makes the is everything okay sign. But I don't have a sign for my bloody sister has gone and wrecked her life, so I just nod with a rictus smile and take the cup of coffee. We couldn't wait, Lottie's saying happily. Ben couldn't wait. But I thought you persuaded him? I closed my eyes and massaged my brow, trying to get my head around this. What happened to brides? What happened to a little country church? What happened to Bridezilla? I want to moan faintly. Bring back Bridezilla. Ben was totally on for the church and everything, says Lottie. He's actually got this sweet traditional side to him. So what happened? I tried to control my impatience. Why did he change his mind? It was Lorcan. What? My eyes opened sharply. What do you mean it was Lorcan? Lorcan came to see him first thing this morning. He told Ben he mustn't marry me, and it was all a huge mistake. Well, Ben went nuts. He came storming around to my office and said he wanted to be married to me now, and everyone else could fuck off, including Lorcan. Lottie sighs blissfully. It was really romantic. Everyone in the office was staring, and then he picked me up and carried me out, just like an officer and a gentleman, and everyone cheered. It was amazing, Fliss. I'm breathing hard, trying to keep control of myself. That idiot! That stupid, arrogant, fucking idiot. I'd solved the problem. It was all sorted. I'd played the diplomatic card to perfection, and now it's Lorcan done. Blundered in, stirred up this Ben into the most ludicrous, overblown gesture. No wonder Lottie fell for it. Luckily, there was a cancellation at the registry office, so they could squeeze us in. And we can have a church busting down the line, she is saying blithely. So I get the best of both worlds. I want to throw my cup of coffee across the room. Or maybe I want to tip it over my own head. There's a nasty heaving feeling in my stomach. This is my fault too. I could have stopped this if I'd told her everything Lorcan said. He's having a bit of an early midlife crisis. Your sister will be the casualty. Where are you now? Packing. We're off to Ikonos. It's so exciting. I'll bet it is, I say feebly. What do I do now? There's nothing I can do. They're married. It's done. Maybe we'll have a honeymoon baby, she adds coyly. How do you feel about being an aunt? What? I sit bolt upright. Lottie. Fliss, I've got to go. The taxi's here. Love you lots. She rings off. Frantically, I speed dial her again, but it goes to voicemail. Baby. I want to whimper. Is she insane? Does she have any idea what strain a baby will bring to the party? My love life has been such a clusterfuck. I can't bear it if Lottie's is too. I wanted her to crack it the way I didn't. I wanted her fantasy to come true. Happy ever after. Picket fence. Strong, lasting happiness. Not a honeymoon baby with some flakehead who's on a brief domesticity craze before taking up motorbikes. Not sitting in Barnaby Reese's office with red eyes and hair that needs washing and a toddler trying to eat all the law books. On impulse, I Googled the Amba Hotel. At once, a series of holiday porn images greets my eyes. Blue skies and sunsets, the famous grotto swimming pool with its 30-foot tumbling waterfall, beautiful couples strolling by the sea, massive beds scattered with rose petals. Let's face it, they'll have made a honeymoon baby before the wedding night is over. Lottie's ovaries will twang into action, and she'll be vomiting all the way home. Then if he does turn out to be a flake, if he does let her down, I close my eyes and bury my face in my hands. I can't bear it. I need to talk to Lottie, face to face, properly. With her brain engaged, not in fantasy land. At least make sure she's thought through all the consequences of what she's doing. I'm sitting utterly still, my mind skittering back and forth like a mouse trapped in a maze. I'm trying to find a solution. I'm trying to find a way out. I keep coming up against dead ends. Until suddenly I lift my head and take a deep breath. I've come to a decision. It's huge and extreme, but I have no choice. I'm going to gate crash her honeymoon. I don't care if it's a heinous thing to do. I don't care if she never forgives me. I'll never forgive myself if I don't. Marriage is one thing. Unprotected sex is another. I need to get out there. I need to save my sister from herself. Abruptly, I pick up the phone and dial travel. Hi, I say as Clarissa, our travel booker, answers. Bit of an emergency, Clarissa. I need to get out to Ikonos ASAP, the Greek island. First available flight, and I need to stay in the Amba. They know me there. Right, I can hear her tapping at the computer. There's only one flight direct to Ikonos a day, you know? Otherwise, it's a change at Athens, which ends up taking forever. I know. Get me on the next direct flight you can. Thanks, Clarissa. Haven't you just reviewed the Amba? She sounds surprised. A few months ago? I'm doing a follow-up. I lie smoothly. Sudden decision. It's a new feature idea we've had. I add to cement my story. Spot checks on hotels. This is the plus of being editor. No one questions me. Also, that is a good idea. I open my BlackBerry and type in spot checks, question mark, question mark. Okay, well, I'll let you know. Hopefully we can get you on the flight tomorrow. Thanks. I ring off and drum my fingers, still tense. Even at my quickest, I won't get out there for a good 24 hours. Lottie's already on her way to the airport. She'll be on today's afternoon flight. She'll get to the hotel by this evening. The Oyster Suite will be there, waiting, with its super king bed and sunken jacuzzi and champagne. How many people conceive a baby on their wedding night? Could I find this out from Google? I type in conceive baby first night honeymoon, then restlessly cancel it. Google isn't the point. Lottie's the point. If only I could stop them. If only I could get in there before they, what's the word? Consummate it? Consummate. The word provokes a vague memory. What was it again? I blink, trying to recall. Oh, yes. Barnaby telling me about annulments. I can hear his voice again. It means the contract is null and void. The marriage never existed. The marriage never existed. This is it. This is the answer. Annulment. The loveliest word in the English language. The solution to everything. No divorce, no legal tussle. Just blink and it's over. It never happened. I need to do this for Lottie. I need to get her an opt-out. But how on earth can I achieve it? How does one... And then a new idea zings across my brain. I feel almost breathless as I consider it. I can't believe I'm thinking this. It's even more heinous and extreme than gatecrashing a honeymoon. But it would solve everything. No, I can't. I can't. On every level, it's impossible and wrong. Anyone who did this to her own sister would be some kind of monster. Okay, so I'm a monster. My fingers are actually trembling as I pick up the phone. I'm not sure if it's with trepidation or determination. Amba Hotel, VIP services, how may I help you? Hi, I say, my voice a bit jumpy. Could I please speak to Nico Demetriou? Tell him it's Fliss Graveney from Pinter Travel Review. Tell him it's important. As I'm put on hold, I picture Nico, all 5'3" of him, his suit straining against his stomach. I knew Nico at the Mandarin Oriental in Athens, and before that at Sandals in Barbados. He's been in hotels all his life, working his way up from bellboy, and he's now VIP concierge at the Amba. I can see him now, bustling across the marble floor of the lobby, in his patent shoes, his eyes always sharply darting around. His specialty is guest experience, whether it's a personalized cocktail, a helicopter trip, swimming with dolphins, or a troupe of belly dancers in your room. He'll fix it. If I could have any partner in crime, it would be Nico. Fliss, his voice booms happily down the phone. I have heard this very minute that you are planning to pay us a visit. Yes, I'll arrive tomorrow night, I hope. We are honored to see you again so soon. Can I assist you with anything in particular? Or perhaps this is a personal visit? I can hear the question in his voice, a hint of suspicion. Why am I coming back? What's up? It's kind of personal. I pause, marshaling my words. Nico, I have a favor to ask. My sister's heading out to the Amba today. She's just got married. She's on honeymoon. Wonderful! His voice almost blasts me away. Your sister will have the holiday of her lifetime. I will appoint my most trusted butler for her benefit. We will meet her on arrival, and over a glass of champagne, we will tailor-make her experience. Perhaps an upgrade, perhaps a special dinner. Nico, no, you don't understand. I mean, that sounds wonderful, but I have a different favor to ask you. I twist my fingers together. It's unusual. I have been in this job for many years, says Nico kindly. Nothing is unusual for me, Nico. You wish to that's weird. Why does he say nothing is unusual for me, Nico? You wish to surprise her? You would like me to place a present in her room? I guess it was a typo. You would like me to arrange a couple's massage on the beach in a private cabana? Not exactly. Oh gosh, how do I put this? Come on, Fliss, just say it. I want you to stop them from having sex, I say in a rush. There's absolute silence down the line. I've confounded even Nico. Fliss, repeat to me your request again, he says at last. I fear I have not understood. I fear he has. I want you to stop them from having sex, I repeat, enunciating as clearly as I can. No sex. No wedding night. At least not till I get out there. Do whatever you can. Put them in separate rooms, distract them, kidnap one of them, whatever it takes. But they are on their honeymoon. He sounds utterly flummoxed. I know, and that's why. You are trying to disrupt your own sister's wedding night? His voice rises in shock. You are trying to come between a man and his new wife, who have been joined before God? I should have explained this better. Nico, she's rushed into this marriage, and it wasn't before God. It's a big, stupid mistake. I need to talk to her. I'm flying out as soon as I can, but in the meantime, if we can just keep them apart? Does she not like the fellow? She likes him very much, I wince. In fact, she's kind of desperate to leap into bed with him, so it's going to be a challenge to stop them. There's another silence. I can only imagine Nico's perplexed expression. Fliss, I'm afraid I cannot agree to this strange request, he says finally. I can, however, offer your sister a complimentary dinner at the chef's table at our 5-star seafood restaurant. Nico, please listen. I cut across him desperately. This is my little sister, okay? She was dumped by the man she loves, and she rushed into marriage like a kind of revenge. She barely knows this guy. Now, she's talking about getting pregnant. I've never even met him, but apparently he's a flake. Imagine if your daughter was letting her life be ruined by the wrong guy. You'd do everything you could to stop it, wouldn't you? I've met Nico's daughter, Maya. She's an adorable 10-year-old with ribbons in her hair. Surely that will get to him. If they don't have sex, the marriage can be annulled. I spell it out for him. It won't be legally consummated, but if they do, it is their business. Nico sounds at the end of his tether. This is a hotel, Fliss, not a prison. I cannot constantly supervise my guests' whereabouts. I cannot monitor their activity. You're telling me you couldn't do it? I throw down the challenge. You couldn't stop them from getting on for 24 hours? The thing about Nico is he prides himself on being able to solve any problem. Any problem. I bet he's already imagining how he'd do it. If you can do this for me, I'll be eternally grateful. I lower my voice. And of course, I'll express my gratitude by reviewing the hotel again. 5 stars, guaranteed. We have already had the privilege of a 5-star review in your magazine. He bets me back. 6 stars, then, I improvise. I'll invent a new category just for you. The new world-class Superlux. And I'll flag the hotel on the front cover. Do you know how much that's worth? Do you know how pleased your directors would be? Fliss, I understand your dilemma, and Nico shoots back. However, you must realize that I cannot possibly interfere with guests' private lives, especially when they're here to enjoy their honeymoon. He sounds fairly resolute. I'm going to have to pull something pretty massive out of the bag. Okay. I drop my voice still lower. Listen, if you help me out with this, I'll publish a profile of you in the magazine. You, personally, Nico Demetriou. I'll call you the secret of the Amba's success, the most prized asset of the hotel, the go-to VIP manager. Everyone in the industry will see it. Everyone. I don't need to spell out the rest. The magazine is distributed in 65 countries. Every CEO of every hotel at least glances through it. A profile like that would be his ticket to any job he wanted in the world. I know you've always dreamed about the Four Seasons New York, I add softly. My heart is pounding a little. I've never abused my power before, and it's giving me a rush, partly good, partly bad. This is how corruption starts, I reflect. Next thing, I'll be exchanging reviews for suitcases of cash and Trident missiles. So, one-off, I tell myself firmly. A one-off with extenuating circumstances. Nico is quiet. I can feel his conscience rubbing against professional ambition, and I feel bad for putting him in this position. But it's not me who began this whole charade, is it? You're a master, Nico, I add some flattery. You're a genius at making things happen. If anyone in the world can do this, you can. Is he persuaded? Am I nuts? Is he even now sending an email to Gavin? I'm on the point of giving up when his voice suddenly comes low down the phone. Fliss, I do not promise anything. I feel a sudden bubble of hope. I understand completely, I reply, matching his tone, but you'll try? I will try. Just for 24 hours. What is your sister's name? Yes. Charlotte Graveney. I'm almost gabbling with relief. Although I guess she'll be under Mrs. Parr. Her husband's Ben Parr. They're booked into the oyster suite, and I don't mind what they do as long as they don't have sex with each other, I add as an afterthought. There's a long silence, then Nico says simply, "This will be a very strange honeymoon."